This scene is exactly as it was in my previous life. The sky outside has turned the color of a wound. The Shark Lord stands before us in his full power, in surface form. But how could it be Thessaly in his arms? In my previous life, on the day of the tidal covenant rite, my sister chose the lionfish fae. She left the whale shifter, the one nobody wanted, for me.
It was fate. A drift born for a beast.
Instead, I saved a Shark Lord by accident. He took me as his queen. After the bonding, I bore 5 heirs for the shark bloodline, a clan that had gone generations without children. I became a legend across the deep realm. My sister, bonded to the lionfish fae, was cast out for barrenness. I came home with my youngest. My sister poisoned my bowl, me and my child both. When I woke, it was the day of the rite again.
Everyone present is a worthy son of their bloodline. Choose freely.
The hall filled with glances, with offered flowers, with quiet negotiations between bodies and bloodlines. I didn't want any of it. In my last life, childbirth had nearly killed me. I wasn't doing it again. I stood alone. Then the doors blew open. He arrived in a surge of volcanic current, a Shark Lord in his full power, and he had his arm around my sister's waist.
Thessaly saved my life. From this day forward, she is my true mate.
A Shark Lord choosing one of ours, choosing her as first and only. It hadn't happened in living memory. I knew then. She'd been reborn too. Now I looked at her, draped against the Shark Lord, already victorious. She thought she'd won. She hadn't thought through what it would cost her. Shark Lords are of the volcanic current element. Their mates sleep in volcanic current, bathe in volcanic current, eat volcanic current food. For a bloodline like ours, deep current by nature, that's not a marriage. It's a slow execution. Last time, I had no choice but to pretend to like it every day. I smiled through the sacred thermal vent walks, through the scalding baths, through the meals that felt like swallowing coals. By the time I was pregnant, my core was already cracked. The children drew what was left. Thessaly was deep current too. She just didn't know what she'd agreed to yet. The whole keep celebrated. Every unmated girl in the order delayed her own bonding to help prepare Thessaly's. The gift list ran 10 feet long. The High Warden nearly emptied the sanctuary's vaults. I was the only unmated woman left. That made me the obvious choice for handmaid. Thessaly stood over me and smiled.
Before you were the elder, I deferred to you. How does this feel, sister?
I said nothing. She stepped forward and struck my face.
The High Warden has already agreed. You belong to me now. I'll hit you when I want, praise you when I want. You have no say. Start learning.
A courier arrived from the Shark Lord. A volcanic silk mantle, white as seafoam, heat-resistant, enchanted for speed. Thessaly touched it with both hands. I knew that mantle. For volcanic current bloodlines, it was a treasure. For deep current bloodlines, it was a punishment. I'd worn it every day of my first marriage. It had carved away at my core for years. Thessaly would find that out eventually. Then a girl came swimming fast.
Volcanic current damage on the sacred reef! What an awful omen. Today of all days.
I didn't wait. I swam. The sacred reef was burning hard when I arrived. Black clouds of silt, screaming from inside the coral line. The Covenant Warden stood at the edge and wouldn't move.
That volcanic current belongs to a Shark Lord. We interfere, we offend him.
One of them said.
Your sister's bonding is today. Don't make trouble. They're only low-rank Falilievs.
I looked at him for a long moment. Then I went in. The silt blinded me fast. The thermal current scorched my scales. But I was deep current. Wherever I moved, cold spread behind me. It slowed the thermal currents enough to matter. I remembered what my foster mother taught me. Clear a line. Deny the thermal current somewhere to go. I tide-shifted to full form and called out. Shark, manta ray, swordfish, sea turtle they came. They carried cold-hardened vessels in their jaws. A whale used its mouth. Sea urchins and mantis shrimp worked the thermal brakes. We were losing. Then we weren't. Then the reboot shook. The seabed split open. A sea serpent came out of it black, ancient, large enough to block the light from above. He opened his mouth and cold water poured. The thermal current died. The sea serpent's voice didn't come from one direction.
This reef is mine. Who damaged it?
The Covenant Wardens said nothing. 1,000 tidal cycles in this valley, and nobody had thought to check whether something older already lived here. Then Thessaly pointed at me.
Look at her! Ash everywhere! Burned scales! It had to be her!
Every eye turned. I was standing there with my hands at my sides, charred, bleeding in 2 places. The same hands that had just spent an hour fighting the thermal current. I was certain someone would say it. Any of them. They'd all seen me swim in.
Whoa.
The Covenant Warden looked at me for a long time. Then he bowed.
The Sea Rankin Sovereign. Our wayward daughter did this. She is yours to punish. We offer her freely.
I stood still. Not one of them spoke for me. I had bent myself in half for these people in my last life. I had scalded from volcanic current, from the inside out, carrying children for a clan that wasn't mine, for a man who never once made me warm. I'd done it for them, kept them safe, kept them proud. And now, they were handing me to a sea serpent, just to buy themselves quiet. I looked at the Covenant Warden.
The volcanic current was shark-made. Everyone here knows that. I'm deep current. How would I produce sacred thermal current?
Thessaly cut in immediately.
You're my handmaid. You had access to my husband's tide brands. Easy enough to steal a spark. Sea Serpent Sovereign, the evidence speaks for itself. She damaged your sacred reef.
I held up my hands. The skin had peeled back in places.
If I started it, why did I try to stop it? To look innocent.
I laughed. It came out wrong. Too much feeling in it.
What do I have to gain? Any of it. What exactly do you think I wanted?
The Covenant Warden stood.
Sylviane. Just admit it.
That was my name. Sylvain. I looked at him for a long moment.
I'm done with this covenant. All of it. Every debt between us is settled.
The sea serpent spoke again, quieter this time.
Enough. The girl comes with me. Whatever she is to you, she isn't anymore.
The darkness rolled toward me. I closed my eyes.